There was a time period during the Gilded Age from 1870 to 1910 where most of the nation's population were extremely poor, and because of that, children were taken out of school and put to work. They needed the extra money that the children brought into to be able to put food on the table and survive.
Children worked so young because their parents would get paid so poorly that their parents needed those 10 cents that they would get paid. If children and parents who did not work, their parents would not have enough money to buy food for all the family members. People back then would have just enough money to eat that one day, or else they would have starved.
Children were put to work or forced to work because their parents thought that why shouldn't their children take the young burden of working just like they did at a young age? Children back then would work in mines, textile mills, and factories.
And the conditions of these factory mills and mines were extremely bad, especially considering the fact that they were children.
And at this time, there was no workers' compensation, so if they got hurt while working, they would either die or not be able to work, not being able to bring in enough money, becoming just another burden to their families.
Conditions were so bad that children and adults would lose their lives, get diseases, and faint while working from exhaustion of the long hours. In some businesses, they would be locked inside to ensure that they wouldn't run away.
Children develop many diseases, especially lung disease, because of inhaling of the smoke all day. 7,500,000 to 2 million children were working in a 30-year span. Children, even at the age of 5 years old, were working in dangerous canneries and mills for very long hours. Children were treated like adults, even though they were such young. Some had even the age of being in middle school.
These children would also needed to stay working in these factories and conditions since they didn't have any type of education. They didn't have the ability to get a better job and out of the mines.
High rate of unemployment let employers give extra low wages, especially to children since they weren't adults. Some children were forced to work. Even their parents took them to work because they felt that they had also had to carry the burden that their parents left them. And even though the conditions were horrible and safety regulations didn't exist, they couldn't complain because they were just kids and could lose their job.
Some had to work just to earn more money, but others worked because they were the only source of income. When accidents happened in the workplace, people usually died. If they lived, they didn't get any type of compensation. Given another reason that they had to make children work, children usually were injured or caused more accidents because they would be very exhausted. Until 1942, where child labor was ended by Congress in the United States, even though it has already ended in America, there is still countries where children still battle with child labor. Currently, we are still struggling to end it and give those children the same rights we have here to a proper free education, enforced but free.